When I last left, it was still summer. Today is fall. Silver Spring still was in question. Now that's been resolved. Florida had a starting quarterback named Driscoll. Now they no longer do. See, things happen over a weekend. Hope your weekend went well and you were able to do whatever it was you had set out to do, whether it was watching football, doing yard work, traveling, whatever the case may be. Mostly around our house, we watched a lot of football. I'm sad to say, not very good football. We did go to the game up in Gainesville, but departed there in the second half and didn't miss much. And, of course, the whole football card, as we said last weekend, fairly weak. And that's what happened. I'll talk about this in sports. When you play these cupcake games, they come back to hurt the game. And it's going to continue to be an issue unless somebody does something about it. With that, I'll say hello to my broadcast partner, Tom Schmitz, and J.J. LaSalva, the button pusher junior executive. What do we got to give J.J.
Well, I have my own show now, buddy. So
that's why I say host.
Whoa.
Oh, well, you had your own show
J.J.
Saturday.
Get his own show?
Well, you went away.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can tell.
By the way, wonderful wedding for our former intern, Angel Collins, now Angel Ewer. Great wedding, and congratulations to Angel and Wesley on tying the knot this weekend.
Congratulations, JJ. By the way, good job. I just caught one little thing when you went to the break. 96.7.
Did I? See,
wow. So
see, you know what? I tried most of the time to not even use the call letters because that's one of my pet peeves that I don't like that we do on the show. But
why?
The one time I did it,
know the number because they're at that radio station.
But if the one time I do it, of course.
Well, of course,
that was our former home, by the way, if people don't know.
Correct, and you always like to point out to us that sometimes we slip up. We don't do it quite so much. And you did a good job, JJ. I listened to it. I actually got out of the soccer game, walked back, turned the show on a little bit, watched you do your little rant, and you did a good job. So you were stepping into the big chair this time. How did it feel?
It was good. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
very
good.
Fun.
Good. Well, you're ready. You're ready. There's no question about it.
You're not taking over. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
So, the big story last night, I suppose, and here's the thing about it. I talk about television a good bit because I don't go to bars, okay? It's not my thing. I go to dinner and I have friends out, or I'll do something or go to a movie, but I don't go out all that much. I'm a guy, I like to hang around the house. I can work at the same time, and I watch TV. Now, I don't watch television every night. I don't watch 4 hours of television every night, but I'm all about the weekends and football season, and I have a couple, 3 nights a week I like to watch it, and I'm trying to find out about new shows all the time because there's some pretty good stuff on TV right now. Not all with the 3 big networks, as everybody points out. The younger generation especially, they don't watch NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox. They watch the other channels. That's what they're doing today. And it shows up in the ratings. And last night's Emmys, I did watch part of it. But here's the kicker. I'm only late coming to Breaking Bad. I'm the only one on this show that watches it all. And I must say Larry Martin Gregory a long time ago was talking about it, and I wasn't. But I started watching it 2 weeks ago. It's a 2-hour episode on AMC. And last night, ironically, what was on during the Emmys?
Breaking
Bad. And so I said, well, what do I do? So I watched an hour of a taped one and then the other, but I couldn't tape them. I only taped 2 things at once. So I watched the first hour of the Emmys. Not bad. Okay. But, an award show is an award show is an award show. How many different times can you hear an acceptance speech? But there was one great acceptance speech. They're calling it now the greatest acceptance speech of all time. And it was Merritt Weaver from Nurse Jackie. She was shocked to win the award she won. And when her name was called by Tina Fey and Amy Poehler as a winner of Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, she was so shaken up, and she wasn't fake yet. She got up, she took her Emmy and said, I got to go, bye. That was it. That was it.
Who was that?
That was it.
Merritt Weaver from Nurse Jackie. I mean, she literally did not have anything else to say, and Neil Patrick Harris said, best acceptance speech ever.
That was rad.
Yeah,
I got to see that.
I got to go.
And she didn't do it on purpose. She wasn't trying to make any. She just freaked out. And so that's a good lesson for the more minimalists who say less is more.
Shouldn't if you're. See, I kind of think if you're nominated for one of those awards, even if you don't think there's a chance in hell you're going to win that award, don't you still have to do the professional thing and be prepared just in case your name's called?
I like that she didn't, because people say, well, I wasn't expecting. They pull out a script out of their pocket. Say, oh, I really didn't expect this. I have nothing prepared. They pull out a sheet of paper and it's
8 paragraphs.
Yeah. But I mean, I'd do it. I would definitely get my. Listen, if I won the award, would I talk about my peeps back here and say, hey,
of course,
Tom and JJ and the guys, right? And so you're going to take care of your people. But we do it every night. In fact, we try to make sure we say thank you to everybody on the show. But she beat out people like Julie Bowen from Modern Family, which, by the way, won again. Anna Klumsky from Veep, which I don't watch. Jane Krakowski from 30
Veep's
Rock.
A hilarious show.
Yeah, well, I don't watch it. Jane Lynch from Glee. Sofia Vergara, boy, she looked great in that red dress. And Mayim Bialik from The Big Bang. So she beat this Merritt. I mean, nobody's heard of Merritt Weaver. Let's be honest. You guys wouldn't know what show he's on if I didn't tell you.
I had no idea. And I've watched Nurse Jackie, and I couldn't tell you who she was.
Yeah, well, she won it. Congratulations to her.
I don't even know what Nurse Jackie is.
It's a show about a drug-addicted ER nurse.
Okay. She drug addicted. That's a new theme.
Yeah, and you know who plays the Nurse Jackie?
That lady, I'm guessing?
Carmela Soprano.
Oh, so that wasn't the main
the
person.
girl who won it was Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy.
Right.
But the lady who plays Nurse Jackie also played Carmela Soprano in The Sopranos.
Right. Well, coming up at 3:30, we'll talk to Laurie Martin Gregory on this.
Edie Falco.
She can dial us in on some things that she saw last night. And also, congratulations to the people at the Drive-In Theater in Ocala. They tweeted out today that they've saved the Drive-In Theater.
He just steals all my thunder, JJ. He acts like it's the voice of Ocala with Buddy Barton or something.
Yeah. Anyway, that story, I didn't know it was your thunder, by the way, but since I sent you the email. But apparently the folks out there whose name I don't have, I'm hoping Tom will line up somebody for the show. They have a thank everyone party coming up, celebration party, but they apparently got the funding they got the voting they got to get the money to go digital. So the Drive-In Theater joins the Marion Theater and another one that's saved. And we're grateful for that. You guys talked about the Concordio, the Costa Concordio. You talked about it, and there's new development there, which we'll talk about after the break. Something really you finally got some words out of the captain, and let's just say that he's got an unusual approach to it. So coming up later on, we'll also have a little bit of Dr. Buddy. Dr. Buddy busy today. We'll go deeper into the to the Emmys, and I'll give you my take on Silver Springs. By the way, the big news of the weekend: Silver Springs will be operated by, except for the state parks, the venues and the concessionaire will be Joel Wiesner.
What's up, Ocala?
What's up, Ocala? Congratulations. And the investment capital company by him, BG, Bobby Genovese, is a guy who's the money. And there's a big long story about Bill Thompson. I actually talked about it on the Saturday sports page, even though it wasn't a sports show. It was big news. And so I have some things to say about that. And I'll share those with you coming up a little bit later on in an hour or two. So meanwhile, we'll take a break. We'll return to the Voice of Ocala after this timeout on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
This reprise of Ask the Cops is proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. This is Ocala's Chief of Police, Greg Graham, answering one caller's question.
How often are the officers required to go to the firing range to keep their shooting skills up to par?
Great question. By FDLE rules, they're supposed to go once a year. we actually do, the police department does 2 qualifications a year, and then throughout the year we have practice days and sessions with them. But I'll tell you, the problem that we're having a difficult time getting ammo or enough ammo to have those practice days. But we do a minimum of 2 qualifications a year.
That reprise of Ask the Cops was proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Be sure to tune in to Ask the Cops the second and fourth Friday of every month during the 4 o'clock hour on the Voice of Ocala.
Dr. Seaborn Hunt, board-certified ophthalmologist, the only ophthalmologist in Marion County offering bladeless laser cataract surgery with astigmatism correction. What does this mean to you? It means that your cataract surgery would be done with the newest and most advanced cataract surgical techniques on the market today. It means no more metal blades and more precise incisions. Laser cataract surgery combined with the new technology multifocal lens implants allows you the opportunity to be independent of glasses for most things that you do on a daily basis. Call Dr. Seaborn Hunt at 873-7200. That's 873-7200.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, whatsupocala.com.
Hey, I didn't know it rained last night.
Oh, it didn't. Why do you say that?
Because little Johnny's in the backyard playing in that big mud puddle.
Did you leave the hose on?
No, the neighbor borrowed it yesterday.
Wait, is that the side where the septic...
Johnny, get out of there!
Having septic problems? At Mike Scott Plumbing, we can make those septic worries disappear. We can pump your septic tank, repair your drain field, and, if needed, even install a whole new system. At Mike Scott Plumbing, we don't take crap from anyone. We take it from everyone. 237-2888. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Don't get caught in the dark. Call Tri-County Generators, LLC first at 1-800-622-1957, your authorized Generac dealer. Tri-County Generators are there when you need them with new generators for home standby, commercial, RV, and portable generators. They also service your existing systems. Now is the time to act. Be prepared before you have an emergency. Call Mike Gant today at 1-800-622-1957. That's 1-800-622-1957 for Tri-County Generators.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA Ocala.
This is Tom Schmitz live in the WOCA studios with this news break brought to you by the Angelo State Farm Agency. According to Ocala.com, the historic Ocala Drive-In, one of a handful of outdoor theaters remaining in Florida, has got to go ahead to go digital. Owners John and Charlie Watsky got word Monday morning they are one of 4 drive-ins winning a new digital projection system from American Honda Motor Company. This news update was brought to you by the Angelo State Farm Agency. Join Angie weekly as she joins Buddy for her Biz Buzz and Good Neighbor Award.
Welcome back to the program, Voice of Ocala, on a Monday, first day of fall. You guys talked about this story a little bit last week, I think, before I came in, which is one of the bizarre stories on the Concordia. It's, the ship that sunk over in Italy, in Grosseto of Italy, and the captain of the ship, the Costa Concordia, has something to say finally about it. Guess what?
He gave up the name of the woman that was in his stateroom drinking wine with him.
Right. Yeah, he took all the blame. He said he blamed his helmsman for botching last-minute corrective maneuver he contended would have avoided the cruise ship's deadly collision with the reef. In other words, pass the buck.
Wasn't my fault.
Yeah, not me. I didn't do it.
No, of course you didn't do it. You were in your stateroom with a woman having dinner and wine.
Part of his job, by the way. Captain Francesco...
What, having wine with a woman in the stateroom?
Yeah. Captain Francesco Schettino, the sole defendant of the trial, pressed his request for an inspection of the crippled luxury liner, which is last week was raised just on Tuscan Island. And he said that he's charged with manslaughter, by the way, causing a ship to be wrecked and with abandoning a ship, which is, by the way, kind of strange, before its 4,200 passengers and crew could be safely evacuated. Let me out of here. It's bad enough I wasn't paying attention.
Isn't the captain supposed to go down with the ship?
That's what I've always heard. He says he's being made a scapegoat, and errors by others, the crew, and mechanical problems aggravated the consequence of the tragedy. Of course, the Concordia crashed into a reef, took on water, and capsized when the captain steered it too close to Giglio during what was supposed to be a weekend pleasure cruise in the Mediterranean.
I love this guy.
Yeah, he's something else. This guy is what they call literally a piece of work, right?
Yes.
I mean,
piece of something.
First of all, you got to be a real dummy to crash your big ship like that, and just I mean, with all the controls and the radar and the stuff and a crew, and he lets this thing, this $1 billion ship
in 1912 or whatever, hitting an iceberg in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
this
that's
is a
exactly.
multi-million billion-dollar ship probably.
Yeah. So this guy's going to tell us now that it wasn't his fault, that the helmsman. Now, last time I checked, the helmsman wasn't really in charge of the ship, I don't think. And, so I don't get that story at all. I'm not believing it. Like you say, you got to love this guy. Now, I can see a Saturday Night Live skit cooking right now for this deal. And every other
typical Italian accent.
And every other head of a company, a CEO will say, well, it wasn't my fault. I was vacationing in Paris, and when I was away, my assistant, wasn't keeping his eyes on the controls. So it's like, I didn't do it. I'm passing it along. So I thought that was just unbelievable. That just all this fuss and stuff, this guy takes none of the blame whatsoever.
Well, he is in court right now, charged with manslaughter. 32 people dead. So,
exactly.
He's probably going to get, they say 20 years if convicted. I think it'll be a little less than that, but not looking good right now for Francesco.
I don't want 5 years in an Italian prison.
I want 5 minutes in an Italian.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They cruel and unusual is something only we don't. That's in our Constitution. I don't think you want an Italian prison.
Let's say that Mexico doesn't look too good, and this look to Italy, based on what I've seen, looks like just a cut above Mexico.
Amanda Knox said. Amanda Knox said it was the worst place she'd ever been.
Yeah, of course she hadn't been in the main jails.
Right. How much money do you think a captain of a cruise liner?
Guy's got to make $500,000 a year, doesn't he, or something?
Nah, he probably pulls down.
I was thinking 100, 200.
150, 160 probably.
Well, keep in mind he pays no rent, so most of the time. And his food. But just for that, I got to Google something that says what do captains of luxury liners make. I'm saying at least $300,000.
I think somewhere around $150,000.
I think more.
Buddy, you know how sometimes on the weekends I get angry about things that I come across?
Sometimes.
I came across something that got me angry again.
All right. What are you mad about today?
Columbus Day's coming up.
Yes, I do.
It's coming up soon. You, because you're from a different generation, you know that Columbus Day commemorates the arriving of Columbus in North America in 1492.
Also, to celebrate the shall we say, the Italian Brethren's, shall we say, history in New York.
Right.
A lot of guys up there celebrate, especially
Columbus
the guys.
Day, right.
The big guys. You know what I'm saying?
So, problem is, in a recent test given by the U.S. Mint, it sent out, gave a history test and U.S. citizenship test to 1,000 Americans across the country. Not 1,000, 100,000. Only 11% knew that Columbus Day commemorated Columbus arriving in North America.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, there's more.
Probably thought it had something to do with Columbus, Ohio.
Only 27% of Americans knew which country we fought in the Cold War. JJ, do you know what country we fought in the Cold War?
Nobody. Well, USSR.
Right, the USSR. Only 27% of the people taking this test knew that out of 100,000. Only 25% knew the name of the current Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Do you know who that is, JJ?
No.
Buddy?
What's that, the Chief Justice?
Chief Justice right now.
I can't remember his name.
John Roberts.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't remember right now. I can't remember my uncle's name.
But it gets worse. And this is the one that really aggravated me. The two that aggravated me. Only 23% knew that we gained our independence from who?
Yeah, that would be one you want to be able to.
22?
Yeah. Some answers given were China, Japan, and Israel.
Well, no, we're not. It couldn't be China because we still are dependent on China. So
China, Japan, and Israel were answers given.
Well, who was it giving this test?
The U.S. Mint sent it out to 100,000 Americans.
Right.
Now, here's the last one, though.
Google it and look it up. That's what they do on the
Only 7% of Americans could name the first 4 presidents in order.
That'd be tough for me.
Try it.
Washington, Adams,
Jefferson.
That's all I got.
Buddy?
I can't remember the 4th one. But you're asking a guy whose memory is not that great, first of all, number one. All right? I'd like saying, who plays third base for the Cubs? You follow baseball.
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren. I mean,
but you're a history major, man. You're a history major. You got to remember. You're a history major.
Only 7% of 100,000 people. And the thing is,
I'm not shocked by that.
Are you ready for this?
Me neither, not that one.
97% got Washington.
Well,
only 51% could go Washington Adams, and only 26% could go Washington Adams and Jefferson.
Yeah, I couldn't even do that. I'm too worried about how much cruise line.
You got Jefferson, didn't you? You didn't go. I guess I threw.
I mean,
would have taken me.
Am I the only person that sees a problem with that?
Well, I mean, again, talking about what are you talking about? Somebody who are ignorant of the facts, just don't remember, or what? I mean, because a lot of people
have Google, buddy.
No, but I'm saying, did they ask him? Did they ask him to Google it? I'm saying,
I don't know.
They say, could they Google it? I mean, if you could Google it, sure you can get it.
Better be 100%.
I'm saying to you, if you ask the simplest of questions to the people on the, you go out right now and ask people out here in the mall, how many people do you think could tell you the first 5 presidents? Huh?
I don't know, but I think that's a good man about the mall.
I think maybe one out of 40.
I'm going to guess under 10%. Well, I mean, if what's important to them is more important. Right now they took it in history class in the 6th grade.
Well, let me ask you
They
this.
learned it then. They don't know it now.
Let me ask you this. Buddy Martin, in his era, because let's give it accurate. We always kids about how old you are. You were a college man in the late 50s, early 60s, right?
Yes.
So you would have been in high school in the mid 50s, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think the adults you knew at that time in the mid 50s, your father and his contemporaries and all, if you'd have asked them those same questions, would they have been able to give you the answer?
If they had 60 more years to work with.
That's not my question. Is my point is there's no pride anymore in the heritage of this country.
I think what you're confusing, and I hear what you're saying. And I agree with you. It's terrible that this is the way it is. But the reality of it is that people, number one, there are a lot of uneducated people. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they don't choose to memorize things that don't really mean anything to them right now. They learn them in the 4th grade or 5th grade. And then by the time they're in college or whatever, I mean, it's not important. Now, if you have a good teacher or a nun or somebody who beats it into you, like when I was 5 years old, I could spell chrysanthemum, okay?
Because somebody beat it into you.
Because my mother used to, when she'd give me a bath, she'd give me words to spell. And I knew a lot of words, And it depends on, I had flashcards. And by the time I got to 1st grade, I was pretty cool. I'd do everything, I thought. But the fact is, unless you have someone, like right now, I take Alexander for walks. I'll take Alexander for walks. Alexander's 5. He's going to be 6 soon. I try to have. We're working on state capitals right now, and he's got about a dozen of them so far. Got to memorize.
I'm pretty good at that.
And he's got a few things. So like we talked about, name of the baseball team in Boston, things like that. So those are little things he'll probably never forget. Because at a young age and impressionable age, they were ground into him. But I'll be honest with you. Nobody, I could learn all the capitals. I knew the capitals and all of them because I had a puzzle that had all the capitals in them and the states, and I memorized it. But I probably at some point would have a problem with the past 5 presidents or so.
Well, the problem, and this is what I've left out of the story. Out of the 100,000 that were talked to, they could remember Bill Clinton was the 40th president because of a scandal.
Right.
They knew out of the 100,000, 73% knew that number 24 for the Los Angeles Lakers was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Number 21, number 24 for the New York Giants was Willie Mays, but that's another story.
My point is, we've become a nation that is much more concerned and know more about Kobe Bryant than we do Barack Obama. And that's a problem.
Can Barack put up 30 a night?
I don't think Kobe could do Barack's job either.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, before we go to break, average cruise line in the United States. The captain makes an average of $153,000.
I thought it was about $150,000.
Now you said U.S. I bet they make more in Europe.
For sure, definitely. The average airlines pilot salary in the United Arab Emirates is $122,000. That's interesting because our pilots get nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So not a bad gig.
Well, you might have to,
now he's going to be in prison for a while.
You may have to ask the Italian captains. You never know.
Here's the problem with it, though. He's making the average American captain makes $153,000 if he's on a cruise ship. But he's having to put up with karaoke from bad people 7 nights a week, okay?
Yeah. All right, one quick note before we take a break and come back with Laurie Martin Gregory. This whole thing in Kenya we're talking about during the break, this
ridiculous,
bizarre story and the unfortunate, bloody story. I've seen estimates up to 78. Now they're saying 62. And I heard Huckabee say a while ago, Governor Huckabee say that one of the things that they did when they kidnapped these people and said the ones that could recite a certain Muslim prayer, they let go. And the ones that couldn't, they shot, which is sending a message that this is definitely part of a holy war that's going on. We know that already.
Well, the general in charge of the troops said, taking control, this is a tweet he sent out while fighting, taking control of all the floors. We're not here to feed the attackers with pastries. We're here to finish them and punish them.
Yeah, well, a little too late. Won't bring those 62 people back. What's he doing tweeting while he's in battle?
He's tweeting while he's in a battle.
Excuse me, let me put down my gun and not kill this bad guy when I tweet. Anyway, it's a horrible thing, and like we were talking earlier, this was not just some dump. This was an upscale mall in Nairobi, and it's not a place you expect a mall like this. But then arbitrarily pick the site and to gun people down just shows you the reckless aspect of these terrorists. In fact, they don't care who they kill, except unless they're Muslim, apparently. So it's a horrible thing because we don't value, I say, certain elements do not value life, and when you get to that point, it's a scary situation. We'll take a break, come back. It's time to talk Emmys with Laurie Martin Gregory, get her take on Breaking Bad and doing a sweep. And by the way, the Liberace movie surprisingly won quite a few awards.
JJ was high on that movie.
Yes.
I saw it. We'll have my comment about it, too. We'll take a break. We'll return with Laurie Martin Gregory after this timeout on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
WOCA.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If you get a migraine, try to hug your family more often or your pets. The chemical oxytocin, which is released when we hug a loved one, it can cut the intensity of a migraine headache in half. Today, a lot of people think that flirting via text message is as bad as cheating in real life. Comedies may get us laughing and help us forget our pain for a few minutes, but sad songs and movies actually help us get over the pain much quicker.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join Chairman Dr. Jim Henningsen and walk with us on Saturday, October 5th at Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help the fight against the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
Universal Soil Solutions, steps to solving the sinkhole process. Step 3, get educated.
Know what's going on, and this way you know what to expect. There's no unknown. Anybody can be a success story as long as you educate yourself about what's going on with the process.
Step 4, take control.
And some nights they actually work by headlight and spotlight, making sure my yard was raked, my walkways were hosed down, my house was clean.
We are your sinkhole solution. Universal Soil Solutions, where integrity meets trust. For additional information, call 877-519-2777 or visit our kiosk in the Paddock Mall Center Court.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your life.
Hey, welcome back. This is a little heads up on the latest information about the Nielsen ratings for the Emmys last night. Nielsen Company says Sunday's Emmy broadcast scored a 1/3 audience spike over last year. Preliminary figures indicate a 3-hour telecast on CBS averaged 17.6 million viewers compared to 13.3 million viewers for last year's Emmy show. It was the largest audience since 2005. A lot of people think film stars are sort of now being reinvented on television. That's the theme now. That was part of the theme last night with Neil Patrick Harris. I know Laurie Martin Gregory was probably watching most of it. I got to confess, I watched an hour. I turned it off and watched Breaking Bad and then came back and watched the rest of it. So, Laurie, I know you were a big fan of Breaking Bad. You talked about it a lot on the show 6-7 months ago. You talked about it a lot. What was your take on last night's performance? And first of all, as an entertainment, secondly, about the results?
Well, first of all, let me just tell you, you got to do it the pro way. You DVR the show, you wait about an hour, and then you fast forward through the commercials and some of the more boring awards. Although, first response in terms of the winners, LA Times says it was a bipolar evening. I couldn't agree more in terms of the winners. In terms of the actual entertainment quality and value, I thought Neil Patrick Harris was amazing, and it wasn't just a redo of the Tonys, which he just recently hosted. You know, Broadway is so big and over the top. He really understood the difference between a night at the Tonys and a night at the Emmys, and he was still entertaining and interesting, but it was appropriate for the audience. So I thought he did a really great job. His number in the middle of the show was very funny. And he had some good bits, so I thought the evening was well paced. But yeah, boy, the winners all over the place.
Yeah, well, let me get back to your pro way. when you have a DVR that will only allow you to tape two things at a time, and you're you're watching the last show of the year for Donovan, which I did, and you can't watch, but you have no choice. So you got to make a decision.
You don't have the pro package. You don't give the 40% of your monthly income to the cable company like I do, because I have four televisions and 4 DVR boxes. So
yeah, I only got 2.
I was definitely I was going from room to room last night, and had things DVRing on various televisions. But a good example, I think, of just making it more interesting. The choreographer award, I don't even know if you saw that, but choreography.
Yeah, Huff got it, right?
But the way they presented it, by making it sort of a reality, it was kind of a moment in reality show by giving each nominee a chance to choreograph, a dance for each of some of the nominees for the evening. It was really great. I mean, the dancing was phenomenal. You don't usually see something like that for the Emmys. Of course, we now have Dancing with the Stars, and we have a little bit more of a dance TV relationship going on. But it was really an interesting show. I was completely dumbfounded when your buddy Jeff Daniels won.
How about that?
I couldn't really justify that, except I think he may have snuck in on a split. It was a disappointing night for a lot of folks who were really pulling for Kerry Washington for Scandal, although especially the last season of Homeland, you really got to give it to Claire Danes. She was phenomenal in this last season of Homeland, where she really had to play somebody who was teetering on the edge.
Insane. I have actually watched that show, and when I started watching, I think both you and Tom mentioned it last year, and I've watched the last, I probably watched the last 12, 13 shows, and I've begun, and now I can't wait for the new season now, and I've started watching. I'll tell you, let's talk for a second just about Breaking Bad, and Tom has a question after that. I mean, I didn't think it was a show I had any interest in watching. I'm kind of burnt up on the gangsta, the drug dealer, whatever theme, to a point where I like something a little softer, like Good Wife or Newsroom, or perhaps one of those shows like NCIS or whatever, Dancing with the Stars. But I watched it out of curiosity last week, and none of it was that.
Yeah, I'm surprised because last time I spoke to you, I don't think you were watching at all.
No.
So was this first time watching last week?
We're losing you, Laura. You're coming in and out, so I don't know if it's on you, something on your end.
This is your first time watching last week? I didn't think you
I watched it last week and this week.
Okay.
And so once I watched it, and even your mother, once I watched it, it was so dramatic, even though it was so tense and so well acted and so well written that you kind of forgot what the plot was about and said, you know what? This is a heck of a show here. You find yourself unable to look away, that this is a pretty good show. Tom, you had a question.
Right.
Hi, Lori. Long time no Thursday.
Hey, Tom.
So what I was drawn to last night, and a lot of people on Twitter were also, they did the in memoriam a little different this year because of, I guess, James Gandolfini passing. So Edie Falco came out and did something. Then Jane Lynch came out and did something. And it just seemed like this show could never get on traction with speed-wise, because almost at every break, and then they did at the end of it, they did the regular memoriam where they showed everybody that had passed away. I mean, it seemed to me very macabre. Did it come off that way to you?
It felt like it was a little bit pandering to the sympathy card to me. I thought it was a good idea. I didn't think it was well executed. You can't take a personal moment like that and try to make it that personal in front of that big of an audience. I didn't think it was the right platform for it. I thought they could have done it much more succinctly, and it could have been more effective. I also felt like, who decides? We had lots of people pass away in the industry.
Yeah, why was Gandolfini the important?
Who picked? I might have been a little upset or disappointed if I were a family member of someone who passed and they didn't get the Starlight feature that some of the deceased folks had received. So I thought it was a good idea. It wasn't well executed, in my opinion.
What about Stephen Colbert finally beating Jon Stewart after 10 years, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I knew it was going to be a strange night when Merritt Weaver won the first award from Nurse Jackie.
Great speech.
And she was totally shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea that she would had a chance at all of winning. And she just said, "Yeah, I got to go." And then she didn't say anything.
Got to go. Bye.
She might regret that later, but that sort of kicked off the night. I thought, this is going to be an interesting night. And then the highlight for me in terms of award speeches was, of course, one of my favorite shows, Veep. Tony Hale, so thrilled that he won Tallahassee Boy. He turned down the role on Modern Family, by the way. He turned down the role of, I can't remember his name, the guy with the red hair and the beard, who plays the attorney. He turned down that role and because his agent recommended that he not take it. And he ended up taking Veep later. And so for him to win last night was definitely not only a surprise, but I think that was a sweet moment for him.
I love
and then for Julia Louis-Dreyfus to win moments later, and for Tony to go up and hold her purse and go into character, it was
great.
That was a great moment for me.
Were you okay with Will Ferrell and the kids at the end of the show?
I have to confess that I was on my third DVR at that point, and I didn't extend the recording, so I missed the very tail end of the show. I didn't get a chance to see that.
You'll see it somewhere on TV. Watch Entertainment
It is
Tonight.
hilarious.
Watch Entertainment Tonight or something. You'll see it. It's very good.
Okay. Well, he's, of course, gearing up now for the remake of Anchorman or whatever it is
Anchorman
called.
2.
Yeah.
Anchorman 2, yeah. So he's out there beating the bushes. But how about Anna Gunn winning for Breaking Bad? I was kind of surprised, but, I was just shocked to see how different she looks on the red carpet. She's so
great.
pretty.
She looked really great.
They really kind of, toned her down for her role, and that's a testament to also what a good actress she is.
You know who
she comes off different.
You're talking about the red carpet. I just have to put this in. Sarah Silverman, who I absolutely love.
Yeah.
She was dressed so nice last night, and then I found out she tweeted out she bought that dress at Target for $60.
She did. She said that on the red carpet. In the premiere, I caught her talking with Juliana on red carpet beforehand, and she said, "Who are you wearing?" She's like, "I don't know. I bought it online for $60."
Yeah.
She didn't really even know who it was, but she looked great, and she was very funny at the number in the middle of the show. That was her moment.
We got about
yeah.
60 seconds here, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Newhart, genius, by the way. Never won an Emmy. Never won an Emmy.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
And I have to confess, I don't know how I filed this in my brain, but I actually thought that he had passed away.
Yeah.
And I thought...
There's a joke in there for Newhart someplace, I'm sure.
I'm sure. And at some point early in the show, somebody said, more on Bob Newhart later. And I thought, they must have some video footage of him or something. And then when he came out, I was just... It was like seeing a long-lost friend that you thought died in a plane crash. Turns out they didn't get on the plane.
I promise you, Bob
really
Newhart
great.
has a joke for that somewhere.
And by the way, you should give him an Emmy just for his telephone bits he's done over the years.
I love that they gave him a standing O for that, though.
Yeah.
How wonderful was that?
Yeah, real quick, we got 5 seconds apiece. Worst moment, mine is easily Carrie Underwood butchering the song yesterday. It was awful.
She was. I've never heard
love
she
Carrie
had to
Underwood.
have technical problems, though, because she's always on
She
pitch.
was
so
awful.
I think she had some sound issues, maybe with her monitors in her ears or something, because she never is that off. That was not a good thing. Low moment for me, I try to think. I tend to skip over them.
Must not have been many if you can't think of one.
Yeah, I don't think there are any that were outstanding, really. I guess Jeff Daniels. I really thought that was a not a good. Bryan Cranston should have had that award, in my opinion.
To me, the low part, and Claire does a great job, but that should have went to the Scandal. Kerry Washington should have won that for Scandal.
She'll get it next year, I have no doubt. If Cranston doesn't get it next year, it's going to be a crime. He is such an actor's actor, and he's so talented. I really think that he should have had the award last night and not Jeff Daniels, in my opinion.
All right,
much
Laurie,
more demanding role.
Laurie, thank you. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Laurie Martin Gregory on the Emmys. Take a break, come back. I'll read you some of the tweets that I read last night after the show was over. Interesting thoughts from afar from people that I'll share with you coming up in just a moment right here on Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Dr. Peter J. McAllister. He's a professor of neurology at Yale University School of Medicine, coming out to speak to us about treatment options that can help those with chronic migraines.
Susanna DeBaca is the Vice President of Wealth Strategies. She'll be speaking about the new City Pulse Index Survey.
And then News Bites. We take the hottest, freshest news right off the press and we deliver it to you bite-sized.
Have all of your gardening questions answered by Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin on You've Got a Garden.
And then Tamiko Richardson will be on with us. She is a consultant to Team Disney, coming out to speak about a book called Get a Clue.
And then Joe Reichel from Damage Control will be answering all of your disaster restoration questions.
And Tim Prosh will be with us. He writes for the Wall Street Journal. He's got a book. It's called The Other Talk.
C. William Jones is the chairman of ProtectSeniors.org. He'll be speaking about IBM's cancellation of earned retirement healthcare benefits.
All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hurricane season is upon us. WOCA and Sunbelt Rentals wants you to be prepared. Sunbelt Rentals has the equipment to help, like air nailers, aerial lifts, chainsaws, chippers, and stump grinders. They have light towers, skid steer loaders, and generators, just to name a few. Sometimes you might need a little help cleaning up afterwards. Sunbelt has the equipment you need, like dehumidifiers, pumps, sewer snakes, wet dry vacs, floor dryers, carpet equipment, and more. And right now is the time to get it done, with 2 special offers just for WOCA listeners. If you rent Friday after 3 p.m. and return it Monday before 9 a.m., you will only be charged for 1 day. Plus, just by mentioning WOCA, you get 25% off your rental. You heard right, not 5 or 10, but 25% off your rental just by mentioning that you heard it here on WOCA. But you'd better hurry, this is a limited time offer. Visit Sunbelt today on Highway 27, just half mile east of I-75. Give them a call at 369-9101 or visit them on the web, sunbelt.com.
Welcome back to the program. Finishing up hour 1 on a Monday. A little rainy out there today. Overcast skies. It's fall. Doesn't quite feel like fall, but you can get a little touch of it early in the morning. You can feel like just a little touch of it. Quickly, a couple of we only have time for factoids probably, but some of the posts last night I found interesting about the Emmys. One of them, says the Emmys look more like the Oscars. All the Hollywood movie actors are on television. I agree with that. This other person says, all I can figure is a vote split between Cranston and Spacey and Daniels wound up winning. There's no possible way he's better than those two. Well, maybe he is, maybe he's not, but let's just say if you haven't seen him, you ought to watch that program. He's pretty good. I don't know that I'd say he's better than Spacey or Cranston. I don't watch what the show Spacey's in. I do watch the one Cranston's in, but don't sleep on Jeff Daniels. He's pretty good. Somebody else says, I don't watch those stupid shows. I have to say they should be ashamed for not giving Bob Newhart an award many years ago. Newhart fan. The best post was, I thought, it's new for me to gush about TV shows. I used to be one of those people who proudly didn't own a TV. I still don't. I use my laptop, but no longer feel embarrassed by loving shows. All the shows mentioned here are excellent. Before The Sopranos, there was very little on that was compelling and complex or new. I mainly watch movies and read. Now, there are so many great shows, I don't have time to see them all. How about that for a statement? So,
but that's a very good statement. That's very well said.
It is. And real quickly, JJ, you got some fact music we can roll out here real fast and just get them. We'll rip off 5 factoids for you today. Number 1, over 60,000 pounds of shrimp are consumed in Las Vegas every day. Number 2, hearing someone call out your name, just like I did a while ago, JJ, when no one has actually called your name, is considered a psychological sign of a healthy mind. Whew, thank goodness. Number 3, it takes your food 7 seconds to get from your mouth to your stomach.
Not mine.
Yeah, about 2 seconds for you.
If that long.
Number 4, 20% of the oxygen you inhale is used by your brain. How about that? And finally, the average high school student has the same level of anxiety as the average psychiatric patient would in the 1950s. Sometimes it changed, I guess. So the 50s is a little bit different. So coming up next hour, Dr. Buddy, we'll have a shortened version today. A little factoid here and a little couple of sayings here and there. Some quotes. Also, I've got my take on Silver Springs. I'll give you all that, plus tweets and quotes, and lots more to come your way on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama who never was around, but she grew up tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase across the fixed rate allowance.
Yahoo! Kids are back in school and report cards are right around the corner. I've got old cars shaking in their boots because I'm flunking clunkers and junkers this month.
Hey, Professor Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. What's a smart plan to keep you from flunking out in a car that can't make the grade?
This week, trade in and save more. Get the appraised value of your old car plus up to $4,500 off a nicer, newer car.
Stuck in bad credit detention? Our For the People credit approval process wants to help everyone, even if you've been turned down before.
I vow that no car will be left behind.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales today.
Yes, during our old car report card event, you'll get up to $4,500 off a nicer, newer car, plus the appraised value of your old car. But hurry, my old car report card event ends September 30th, or after we've helped 67 students pass the test in a nicer, newer car. My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue, or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
Don't get caught in the dark. Call Tri-County Generators, LLC first at 1-800-622-1957, your authorized Generac dealer. Tri-County Generators are there when you need them with new generators for home standby, commercial, RV, and portable generators. They also service your existing systems. Now is the time to act. Be prepared before you have an emergency. Call Mike Gant today at 1-800-622-1957. That's 1-800-622-1957 for Tri-County Generators.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is once again that time of year to vote for Ocala Magazine's Best of the Best. Each year, you have the power to go online and vote for your favorite chef, restaurant, hotel, and of course, your favorite radio show. So go online to ocalamagazine.com and vote for Larry and Robin in the morning on WOCA, The Source.
Jacob, you forgot the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
Ah, yes, of course. Then also vote for the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
No, Jacob, they can't vote for both.
Well, that does present a problem. How do they decide?
I don't really care, just as long as they vote.
Are you always like this?
Like what?
So charming and friendly.
Oh, then yes, I am. Now wrap it up already.
Okay then, to recap, go to ocalamagazine.com and vote for anyone you want, as long as it's Larry and Robin in the morning or the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin on WOCA, The Source. How's that?
It'll do.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give them a call and they'll come and pick it up. For more information, visit habitatocala.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, building homes, building hope, building community.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Was a Harvard grad working with the Gates Foundation. The Dutch woman was 8.5 months pregnant. Both she and her husband were killed in the attack that's claimed at least 62 lives. Kenyan authorities say after 3 days, they finally have the situation under control. A woman at the center of this year's IRS scandal is retiring. Lois Lerner headed the agency's division of tax-exempt organizations. Conservatives say the IRS improperly targeted Tea Party groups for extra scrutiny as they sought tax-exempt status. The agency admitted wrongdoing when Lerner had a question about it planted at a law conference. She's been on paid leave since the scandal broke in May. Abercrombie & Fitch has agreed to make changes to its policy governing employees' appearance, all to settle discrimination lawsuits in California. 2 Muslim women claimed the company discriminated against them because they wore headscarves. This is ABC News.
Prices are falling fast at Rent-A-Center. It's the Rack Roll Down. We've rolled down prices throughout the store to their lowest levels ever. Shop our new lower prices on your favorite brands. Everyone's pre-approved for 90 days, same as cash, or flexible weekly or monthly payments with no credit needed. Hurry in and save like never before with new lower prices at Rent-A-Center. See store for details. Pre-approval means no credit check or credit required. Rental purchase transaction. 90 days, same as cash, not valid in Vermont.
I know my business, but I don't know much about creating a website.
Who has the time to create their own website?
I always thought a website would cost a lot of money. Then I discovered Wix.com.
Wix.com?